Screw it. I'll just start recording. Hi, YouTube. We are on stream right now in No Nut November. Day 100, by the way. We're still live, which is crazy. I worked on a... To say worked on it, it was just a little passion project. This was about 4 years ago. I made a TTRPG. This is Saloon 21, a Western TTRPG card game. I have not read this, actually read this in years. I think I looked at it 6 months ago and that's it. Welcome, folks, to the Wild West. It's a rough and tumble scene where things can and usually will go horribly awry. In a world of gambling, debauchery, and shootouts, sometimes skill can only get you so far. Oftentimes, Lady Luck is the only person you can rely on to save your skin. She could also be your greatest enemy. All you need to play this game: a deck of 52 playing cards, and 25 poker chips per person, plus a little bit of extra. You don't even need to be chips. Just something, a collection of something. It can be like buttons for all I care, as long as it is a collection of something that each player can track. That is their only resource. What is Saloon 21? Saloon 21 is a rules-light TTRPG. Most of the time, the only limitation will be your imagination. However, sometimes you'll need to best Lady Luck in order to accomplish your goals. The game has two distinct roles: the players and the dealer. The players each control a single unique character that they create themselves. They'll describe their actions and attempt daring tasks and dangerous endeavors to walk away from the table alive and victorious. They'll need to watch themselves, though. Everyone's luck runs out eventually. The dealer controls the entire world around the players: the wildlife, the other characters known as NPCs, and even the weather itself. Nothing is off limits to the dealer when it comes to control over the world around the players. Rather, it's their goal to provide an interesting challenge that leads to a memorable story. The dealer does not win or lose if the players survive or die. They win if the table ends up with a fantastic story of heroes, or villains, accomplishing spectacular feats and getting the better of luck itself. Saloon 21 is designed to be played in a single session lasting 1 to 3 hours, and while the Western setting is what the game was designed around, you can absolutely use these rules to tell whatever kind of story you'd like. In order to understand how to play Saloon 21, you'll need basic understanding of the card game Blackjack. There are plenty of guides online, but I'll sum it up quickly on this page. This is literally just explaining Blackjack. For those of you who don't know Blackjack, it is the whole, you get 2 cards, your goal is to get as close to 21. At any time, you can just stop and end with your value. This hand is 19. You can either stop with a value of 19, or you can hit to get another card. However, if you ever go over 21, you bust and lose the hand. In normal Blackjack, you'd also be attempting to beat the dealer's hand, but that aspect of the game does not happen in Saloon 21. Character creation in Saloon 21 is a simple process. Most aspects of a character are up to the player. Their appearance, personality, or other traits can be whatever the player desires. The only aspects of the character with direct gameplay effects are the character's hobbies, talent, and gift. Each player will have 3 hobbies, 1 talent, and 1 gift. These can be anything from firearms to animal care to sleight of hand. These abilities will be used to determine the difficulty of various skill checks throughout the game. Whenever a character attempts a skill check, they may apply a single relevant hobby, talent, or gift. If the dealer accepts that the ability is relevant to the task at hand, the target number of that skill check has been determined. If a character can apply a relevant hobby, they must get a hand worth 19 or higher. If a character applies a relevant talent, it must be 18 or higher. If a character applies a relevant gift, they must have a 17 or higher. And if you have nothing in your hobbies, talent, or gift that can apply to the check, your hand needs to be worth 20 or 21. As stated previously, a character can pick anything they like for hobbies, talents, and gifts, but here are some general examples for your use: firearms, animal care, seduction, sleight of hand, trickery, fortitude, fisticuffs, mercantile, haggling, diplomacy, intimidation, riding, concentration. Anything that can be deemed as a skill or an interest can be made as a hobby, talent, or gift. But you only get 5. 3 hobbies, a talent, and a gift. The gift is the thing that you were born with a penchant for. You were born to do this. You are naturally good at it. A talent is something you might have spent a lot of time working on and improving and customizing. And your hobbies are things that you've dabbled in. skill checks. Generally, simple things in Saloon 21 like talking, traveling, or buying a whiskey won't require any kind of skill. These are simple actions that are used for free to move the narrative forward. More complex actions, however, may require a character to make a skill check to see if they are successful or not. When this happens, the dealer gives the acting player 2 cards. The player then applies any relevant hobbies, talents, or gifts and must hit the appropriate number or higher to succeed. If the player's hand ever totals 22 or higher, they bust and automatically fail the check. Upon receiving their 2 cards, the player has 3 options available to them. They can hit to receive another card. They can stand to stay with their current value, whether it's successful or not. Players cannot stand on a danger check. More on that later. You may also force success to automatically succeed at the cost of some luck tokens. After this has been resolved, the player will have either succeeded or failed at their action. The narrative continues with respect to the result. Now, not all skill checks are created equal. Saloon 21 has 2 different types of skill checks: safe checks and danger checks. Persuasion, stealing, or any action that does not pose immediate danger to the character are considered safe checks. Busting a safe check does not cause any harm to the character. They will simply fail the attempted task. So you try to pick someone's pocket and you fail, they're gonna notice you trying to steal from them. That might lead to something more, but just by failing that check doesn't mean you're taking any kind of damage or in any kind of danger. Traps, gunshots, or any situation that poses an immediate physical danger to a player is considered a danger check. Unlike safe checks, a player cannot stand on a danger check. This means they must either spend luck tokens to force a success, or risk taking another card and possibly busting. Unlike safe checks, busting during a danger check will cause the character to narrowly avoid damage represented by a loss of luck tokens. A failed danger check will cause a character to lose luck tokens equal to the difference between the value of their busted hand minus 21. For example, Tony busts with a total hand value of 24, so he loses 3 luck tokens. Sometimes, a player will need to decide whether to spend their luck tokens to force a success, or risk another card and possibly busting. You can often save luck tokens by forcing a success instead of busting. Sometimes, if a player has been dealt a hand that's close to a success but not close enough, they may opt to force a success. By spending a single luck token, a player can increase the value of their hand by 1, such as turning a 19 into a 20. A player may spend as many luck tokens as they want to force a success, but keep in mind these tokens are limited and can only be regained by being dealt exactly 21 in your opening hand of a skill check. You get dealt an ace and a face is the only way to actually heal in Saloon 21. I was going to ask why not lose by target number, card total, but that does incentivize the spending. Exactly. It's all about wagering. Is it worth taking another card? Like, sure, I've got whatever. Give me some bad cards. I can't draw bad. Why am I not drawing bad cards? I'm only drawing good cards. What is happening? Hello? What? Okay, hold on. I'm going to leave this in the video because this is wild. This is wild. I was looking for low cards. Look what I just drew. Look at the hand I just drew, and I couldn't stop drawing. I didn't stack this deck for any examples. This is insane. If you get dealt, let's go back to my original thing I was trying to talk about here. If you get dealt a 9, obviously you're going to take another card. You draw. Now you're at 14. You could spend, let's say you're using a talent. You only need a 17. You could spend 3 luck tokens to make this a success. But it's also only a 14. 7 and lower will not bust you. So, let's say we don't want to spend those 3 luck tokens. We think we can do better. We draw a 10. Now we have a 24. Which means we're actually, now we are forced to lose 3 luck tokens to bring it back down to 21. It's a difference of choosing to do it versus being forced to do it. And I'm really happy with that system that I designed all those years ago. I think it's a really cool way to represent health and a resource that hasn't really been done before. That's how skill checks work. Again, you only are forced to spend and lose tokens on a danger check. If you're just trying to flirt with the bartender and you bust, you don't lose any tokens. You will probably get slapped in the face, maybe escorted out of the bar, but you ain't gonna take no damage. But if you're in a firefight with another cowpoke and they're shooting, bullets are flying, and your hand is worth 25, you are forced to spend 4 luck tokens. And if you don't have enough luck tokens to reduce it, we'll get to that. Luck represents a character's inherent ability to avoid harm and accomplish tasks. It can be spent to force successes and is lost when failing danger checks. If a character ever runs out of luck tokens, they are all in. Whenever a character is all in, a single failed danger check will result in that character's demise. This character is removed from play, and the player controlling them takes on the role of a spirit of fate. Deceased characters linger long enough to assist their allies' success. They are given 5 luck tokens that can be used to alter any check by 1 point each, such as turning a 19 to a 20. Once a spirit of fate has used all 5 of their luck tokens, they have passed on and are unable to assist anyone else. Each character has a personal pool of luck. They begin the game with 25 luck tokens, often represented by poker chips. These tokens can be spent to force successes on checks and are lost when failing danger check. Should a character run out of luck, they aren't out of the game yet. Fate is simply against them, and any failed danger check will result in their death or a critical injury. This character should be written out of the story, but the player remains in the game as a spirit of fate. If a character is ever dealt exactly 21 in the first 2 cards of a skill check, they automatically succeed and receive 2 luck tokens to add to their pool. So to attack, you make a safe check? Nope, Princess, it's even simpler than that. It is all just based on the situation. If you are in a firefight, it's a danger check. There is no attack roll. There is no armor class. There is no damage roll. It is, hey, this guy's shooting at you. What are you doing? If you say, I'm going to find cover and dive behind it, I'm going to be like, okay, you've got a hobby for acrobatics. Go ahead and make me, I'm going to deal you 2 cards. Because it's only a hobby, you need a 19 or higher. If you don't get 19, 20, or 21, you are failing this danger check and will have to spend luck tokens. If there is immediate danger, it is a danger check. If there is no immediate danger, it is a safe check. And at the end of the day, it's all up to the dealer to decide what check is what. Saloon 21 is entirely narrative driven, as the players describe their actions and the dealer describes how the world reacts and the consequences of those actions. Play continues in this shared storytelling until something happens that requires a skill check. After resolving the skill check's success or failure, the story continues with that result in mind. Since the game is designed with a single session in mind, it's best to go into it with a plot direction already decided on. A bank heist, a rival gang, or a treasure hunt are excellent starting points that can lead to quick and exciting adventures. So sit down, grab a cold tumbler of whiskey, and let the chips fall as they may. Welcome to Saloon 21. Yeah, I made this, like, I hyperfixated on it for like 2 or 3 days and just worked through it. I never put it up really, and I think I put it on my Discord once, but that's it. It's just a game. It's just a fun little game. I've always wanted to run it. You know, I've always wanted to run a one-shot of it. It's such a cool beer and pretzel style game.